is expected to take the stand again today, guys. We'll send it back to you.
Celeste.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's just fascinating testimony, and it had many of us thinking, really? You know, this is the same woman who remembers what she ordered at Starbucks several years ago. She remembers how much toothpaste she put on a toothbrush on a certain day at a certain time, but she doesn't remember stabbing somebody 27 times, slitting his throat, and then shooting him.
Well, we heard what she said, but what about her body language? Because that is a telltale sign of, you know, maybe what she's really thinking or what really happened. A lot of crying, there's some pausing, fidgeting. Joining us right now is body language expert Renate Musso, who has joined us in the past before, always has some great information and some insight on this. And you really watched this closely yesterday.
Yes, I did. In fact, I follow it very religiously, yes.
What do you think?
Well, what startles me to start out with is her voice, her monotone voice. She has no pitch, she has no excitement in her voice. She just has this even, feminine sounding voice, which is not going with her verbiage.
Right.
In other words, if she says something about how she was afraid she might have been killed, she gets no emotion about it.
Absolutely.
Right?
Her eyes don't get bigger.
Yeah.
Her body doesn't move. If you talk about being afraid to be killed, you have bigger eyes.
Yeah.
Your eyebrows come together. You very likely would open your mouth in fear.
Now, for days as she sat up there and testified, we had seen her stare and almost directly talk to the jury, like she was trying to convince them of something. Though yesterday it seemed like she looked down a lot more and really didn't make a whole lot of eye contact. Did you notice that?
Yes, I did. And looking down usually means that you are not involved with what's going around you, or you don't want to be involved. So you don't make eye contact, you just look down like, I'm here, but what's the reason?
What about the thing I noticed a lot of other people mention this too? She kept adjusting her glasses as though it wasn't comfortable on her nose.
Yeah, that's called an adopter. If you have movements which are not really necessary, they're nervous movements, like adjusting your glasses. She touches her hair quite often. She touches her face, she touches her neck. So those are all adopters, and they distract other people from what you really say.
Now, there was many days where she sat there really without any emotion as far as crying. And you would think if you had gone through something like this and you really were as innocent as you're saying you are, that you would be like breaking down in tears and things like that. We did see a lot of emotion yesterday, tears and crying and things like that. What can you say as far as that's concerned?
I would definitely say it's simulated crying. It's not real crying. Number one, there are no tears. She has her handkerchief. But when you cry, your eyes go down, your lids go down, you have quivers around your lips, around your chin. Your whole facial expression draws down and becomes tense. We don't see that, look. Right there, you don't see that at all. She has her hand in front of her mouth and she has a handkerchief, and that's pretty much it. But there is nothing of the real signs, the quiver around her lips and so, oh, I see one tear right now. Yeah, she has one tear.
However, the whole idea of jury trials these days for the defense is to get the jury to sympathize with you and to believe you. And that's our poll question, Renate, today. Our poll question is, do you think she was believable? Now, what do you think, first of all? Personally,
what I see, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so, but I'm not a jury, so...
Look at what our poll says. 100% say no. Lock her up forever. 0 say yes, she feared for her life.
Yeah, yeah. No, she didn't. There was no fear in her voice nor in her look.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.